Alright guys, welcome back to Midwest Long Range. Today we're back on the 25 Creedmoor again. This is the shilen barrel setup, and we're going to get into our seating depth test. So don't go nowhere, stick with me. Like I said, guys, we're going to do seating depth today. So we've got the same load from the last video where we had this gun out, where we were testing some of the velocity nodes that I had identified as some probable zones that I wanted to test. So for basically fire forming of brass and, getting the barrel up to that 150, 200 round count where the barrels usually speed up, I've decided to go with the 42.5 grains of 6.5 staball powder. That's a pretty conservative load for this gun. It's only running about 2750. I'm anxious to see where that load actually ends up once the barrel is past that round count threshold to where they usually speed up. Now, I have other loads I could have ran that had some decent numbers, but I think this one is going to be just fine for what we're doing on this setup. So I usually start with about a 20 thousandths jump to the lands when I'm starting this load. So that's where these first 5 rounds are going to start, is at 20 thousandths off the lands. It's the same load we had in the other test, but we're going to do a 5-shot string. And then for 3 additional strings, I'm going to back the seating depth up in 5 thou increments. So we'll go from 20 thou all the way to 35 thousandths off the lands, and we'll see if that helps us any. And who knows, we may even have to go further. But we're going to start with this. So just to go back over the load data so everybody knows what we're talking about here. Peterson brass, CCI BR4 small rifle primer. We are using 6.5 staball Winchester powder and a BERGER 135 grain long range target hybrid. We're using 42.5 grains loaded on my RCBS Matchmaster scale. So, got all this ready to go. Let's get this thing on paper and see how these numbers come out. Alright, so we've got our first 5-shot string loaded up. This is at the same seating depth as what I tested in the previous video at 42.5 grains of powder. So we're just going to get a 5-shot string on this, confirm our data, and then start working our way through our seating depth test. That one was a little hot at 2772. Could be just a cold bore though. Five-shot group doesn't look bad. Let's see what the numbers come out to here. Got an average 2768. A little faster than the other day. I think the SD's moved quite a bit, maybe. 6 on the SD. That's not bad. Extreme spread of 15. So when we did our 3-shot string, this is why you really shouldn't bank a lot of your numbers on a 3-shot string when confirming SDs for extreme spread. Because if you're like, yeah, I got a SD of, I don't know, 2, 3 over 3 shots, do a 10-shot string. I bet it doesn't hold. Or even a 20. Yeah, we did 5 and 11, so actually we're holding pretty close. So let's move to our next seating depth and see what happens next. All right, So now this should be with about a 25 thousandths jump to the lance. Blew the group. I wonder if that's me or the gun. Let my breathing get out of whack a little bit right there. Kind of wondering if I didn't blow that group a little bit. I got to where I could see my heartbeat. My breathing was a little bit out of rhythm with what I was trying to do. I'm still working on all that to get better all the time. So, came up with an average of 27.56. We got an SD of 11. And an extreme spread of 28. I wonder what happened there. Let's go through the individual shots and see what happened. First shot was... Our fifth shot was at 27.55, 27.76, 27.48, 27.48, 27.55. So we had an outlier. We had some outliers there. Now we're going to back up another 5 thou. What you saw right there is we lost about 10 feet per second on our average. We had 27.68, we bumped down to 27.56. So we lost 12 feet per second on the average velocity, and it got a little more volatile. But let's just keep going, let's see what we get. Five more down the pipe. Let's see what these numbers look like. That group looked pretty good. I haven't seen it really shoot a bad, of what I would call a bad group yet. We shoot a lot of PRS and just long range shooting for fun, and so far this gun would work just fine. See what our average was. 27.67. We have an SD of 10. An extreme spread of 26. So we picked up 11 feet per second on our average that time, but we're floating basically right where we were on the previous seating depth as far as SDs and extreme spread. We're down to our fourth and final 5-shot string. Let's see what we can make happen. Not our best group, but let's see what the numbers have to say about it. Got an average of 2757 and an SD, of 20. Well, looks like we went the wrong way, ladies and gents. An extreme spread of 55. Alright guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me today here in the shop. We're getting back into some center fire stuff. I got a lot more coming. But as always, we will go back. We got lots of rimfire testing and new builds and all kinds of cool stuff coming for you in the new year. Hope all you guys enjoyed it. Stay safe, keep shooting. Come back and see me next time here on Midwest Long Range.